Oh gosh, why did my light come on? Is it that dark in here? That's weird. All right, so we are in New York. We're actually on our way back home. We had a great time in Maine. We're parked up the hill from a river, and if you can hear right now on the roof, it's raining. Irv has agreed to help me do some projects. We got the air fryer out, and we're gonna cook some polymer clay, fix some of these little things, and hopefully if this goes well, maybe share some in our next live sale. Have some of my Yoso loved things for sale, right?
Right.
Right. Let's get into this box. You want to open it for us and take some stuff out, and then we can decide what we want to work on? Okay, so she, I think, is missing part of her scarf here. All right, so that's one option. What you got there? Oh yeah, that guy. Here's the thing with him. I tried to fix him before, but when I baked him, the glue softened up on the bottom. Because I did create a basket handle for him before.
Well, this needs to be pressed off right here. This is pressed on. So
yeah, the
once
glue.
I pull, this should just come straight out. Now I can get to the other screws.
If you unscrew this backwards, you can take that part off.
Oh, okay, okay.
We can re-glue it. I just don't want to ruin anything. So this is a Beatrix Potter. This is Duchess. My aunt actually found this and it went in the project pile a while ago. So yeah, I had made a little basket handle. Probably redo that. All right, what's next? Let's see what's next. I don't know how many of these will actually get done. Those are the Christmas ceramics. She was repaired already. So her whole head has a crack here that I was gonna maybe touch up with some paint. And her arm also was reattached. So she really needs a paint touch up, especially right in here. And then she needs part of a glove. This one should be kind of easy. She just needs a thumb recreated. Oh, this might be really fun. So this is supposed to be like a rock concert. I think maybe they were holding a sign before. Something is missing here. My idea for this was to create like a mushroom that they were all huddled under. Maybe like, you know, I don't know, getting out of the rain or something. These guys need some touch-ups, just touch-up paints.
Easy peasy.
Those, yeah. So those are kind of like with her touch-up paints. Touch-up paints. These are the things that we need to get the poly to stick. This is called Sculpey. That actually attaches the poly to the ceramic. I got some super glue in here. I got some clear nail polish, which will add a gloss to it. So maybe if I have to touch up some paint, I can put a little glossy finish on it. Yeah, so these are just supplies that we might need. We might need the super glue to glue the music box back together. What else we got? We got lots of options of stuff to do, stuff to make.
Something.
Yeah.
Man.
She should have a paintbrush in her hand. I love her. If I fix her, I'm probably going to keep her. She might need a good bath before she gets worked on. She's got some crusty arms. All right, what else? What else?
Got a cat.
There's something in here. Oh, this one might be a little bit more difficult. The cat just needs the tip of an ear corrected. Can you pull that bag off of there? Carefully. This one is probably more difficult. Well, this little guy is missing a foot. I love this little set. All right, so the cat is probably an easier fix. She just needs the tip of her ear recreated. what else? These are all options. Oh, she needs an eyelash fixed. This one should be pretty easy too. She just needs a little bit of black poly and then some maybe glaze. Oh, that guy's a whole mess.
Yeah.
This guy, he was bought at Don Drum Studios. I remember I looked up the artist. This is a local artist, but his ears got whacked off, and I was thinking about maybe doing something artsy with his ears. So this might be fun too. And then there's another artsy project here, this guy. So I love this piece, and I know several of you are gonna love him too. He is a bird feeder, and his head got whacked off. So what I was thinking is maybe finding him a scarf that he could wear, and then maybe painting his hat to match the green. Maybe do like green and some other colors for his hat. Maybe make him a little bit more whimsical, and then put a scarf right around his neck, because that will hide that. I'm just hoping that it's really repaired well enough that it will, you know, hang in a tree. And I don't know if anybody would use him or just display him, because he's super cute. So these are more of like artistic projects, right? These two. And is that it? No. This guy used to have a little bee on his hat, and he's resin. But I was thinking I might be able to recreate one of those little bees, because that doesn't look hard, although I don't have the little metal for the antenna. What's that? Oh, he needs a horn. He's a Artesania rinconata, but he is missing his horn. So that should be a pretty easy thing. See, a lot of these are just little things that got broken off, like a thumb, a horn. Is that everything in there?
Yep. Just your,
yeah, so we'll need the polymer. There's the clay. And this, I think, just needs glued, if I recall. This little ornament. I think the feet just need glued on. This might be a good project for you to start with. This is an old glass ornament, and it just, I think, needs reattached to the, yeah, it just needs a little super glue. All right, so let's get started, and we'll come back and show you what we're working on and how it's done. I'm gonna get some clays out and figure out some color matching, and then we'll be right back. This is the kit that I bought. It's a little messy because I've actually used some of this before. This is a roller. You need to roll anything flat. These are all little wooden tools that help shape and form and cut clay. These are all the clays, lots of different colors. And then it came with some things like that you could make some earrings and stuff with if you were gonna make some jewelry. So I was thinking I would start with him. And Irf is gonna start with this little bird over here. I think, here's some super glue. So he's gonna glue his feet back on, and that'll be easy. I'm gonna just use some white to make a horn for him. And then we are gonna turn the air fryer on, which is just basically a convection oven.
A portable.
Yeah, a little portable one. So we're gonna take the trays out of it and set it for about 275. Have it ready, I guess, for when we have some of these done. I figure we'll get a bunch of them done so they can all kind of bake together. And we'll just pick some of these small repairs, maybe this little line up here, maybe even the cat, maybe even the lady with the eyelash. So maybe we'll get half a dozen of these done, since they should be pretty easy. All right, gets to gluing. I'm gonna get to shaping this little unicorn horn.
Stay tuned.
With this white polymer. And I pulled off a piece of white clay here. I think it might be about the right size. Now I'm just gonna shape it. It's gonna be interesting with one hand. After Irf does his gluing over there, he might have to play cameraman. I'm thinking I might make it so that it has a little bit of a twist in it, because it looks like it might be a twisty horn. Okay, I literally just twisted it. I'm probably gonna cut off a little bit because it's kind of long now that I twisted it out. So this works really well to just cut like that. And I'm gonna wanna flatten the bottom again to sit on there. And then I'm gonna probably mold it a little bit around that little base with another tool that I have. So this is probably where we'll need Irf to help record, because I'm definitely gonna need both hands for this. All right, first project done. Irf's got this little guy back on his little clipper. Look at how neat he is. The detail in his little head and his crown. These can be really valuable. Some of these older ones, especially. Where's the done pile?
We'll be throwing it on top of the island.
Okay. All right, there's the done pile. Now I'm gonna give the phone to Irf, and he's gonna help record.
My camera skills
this.
are suspect.
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 All right, so I'm gonna put this little twisty horn here, right on that nub, but I'm gonna put some of the Sculpey on there first. That's the stuff that's gonna help adhere it. Just like that, just a little bit on there. And then I'm going to, when I put this on, I'm actually going to kind of bring it down around the horn, just to give it more stability. So I'm going to use that little base to attach it. See how I'm doing that? And I might need a little bit more clay, which we can just add.
Fill it in.
Yeah, kind of fill it in and then make it so that it's really going to be attached to there. I'm just kind of pressing it on there, and then so you can't really see that base anymore, you know, because I'm pressing it on there. And then that Sculpey that's underneath there is actually, when it's heated, going to help it
adhere.
Stay on there, yeah. But if I have it around it and not just attached to it, it's going to be more stable, and it's going to look like it's supposed to be there, right?
Yep.
I'm going to add a little bit more detail here. See what I'm doing in the back? The twisty, I kind of got rid of that little twisted piece when I was pushing it down. So I'm just kind of adding that little detail. Little twisty detail. I think we're good. I think this guy's ready to bake, so we'll put him aside and get some other ones ready to go. You see how quick and easy that was? And then what I'll do when he's done baking is I'm going to add some of this, where'd it go? Some of this clear nail polish to him. That'll give it a sheen so that his horn will match, you know, the glaze on here that's shiny. We'll give him a little bit of a shiny glaze on his horn. But I think that probably will work.
I wouldn't mess
right?
with it.
Okay. So let's set him aside. We'll make another pile for the oven. I decided to do her next, and I think she's pretty perfect, but she's missing this little edge of her eyelash. See that? See how it should be a little pointed? There's the other one. So I got the black polymer out, and I'm going to use just a tiny little bit like that, if that. And then we're going to flatten it out with our little roller. Get it to the same thickness as that. So this is probably too thin, but maybe when we double it, it'll be about the same thickness. And then the thing about this is it has some texture on it because they're eyelashes, right? So you can see they have little grooves in them. But I'm gonna do that once I get it on there to match, right? But we're gonna need a little bit of Sculpey there to try and keep it on. So I'm gonna add some Sculpey there. Oops, got too much. That's not a big deal. I'm just gonna pull some off. And then we're just gonna kind of form it on the eyelash. Is that a good angle for you to show?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just gonna kind of put it on here. And like with the unicorn, I'm gonna kind of hug it around some of the clay so that it's grabbing it, right? See how that is? And then I'm gonna form it right on there to how I want it to be. So I want it to kind of come up and reflect what's happening over here. So it kind of comes up like that.
Just like so.
Does it look okay?
That'll work.
So we're gonna then just make sure that it's detailed, that it fits with the rest. And then remember I said there's some little grooves on here. This might actually work better. So I'm just gonna kind of press in some grooves. It's sticking to my finger, so it wants to come up, but I think that should do it. How's she look?
A-okay.
A-okay. Once that is baked, I think we'll put a little bit of shine on her with the nail polish. But I think that'll work. Let's put her in the bake pile. So this guy might be a little tricky because he's got this like chocolate brown ear here. I don't have a chocolate brown. We're gonna give it a shot with mixing some black and some brown here and see if we can come up with something close. I might have to add a little bit of red. He's got a little bit of red in there. That's what that chocolate, like a nice chocolate brown. So let me do some mixing, and then I think we'll also grab a close green match and make her a little thumb in the process. This is a little tricky, and this, to get color matching, you really have to know your colors. That's the only tricky thing about it. The easiest way to learn your colors is to probably go online and figure out what you have to mix with what to get what color. Does that make sense? So like you learn in elementary school, or what is yellow and blue make?
Green.
Green, yeah. If you know your basics, look at your color wheel and see how things blend, then you'll start to pick it up. And this just takes a lot of blending, otherwise you'll have kind of a marbleized color. So I did a combination of this brown, this black, and this red, and I'm trying to get a chocolate brown that may match the ear here. It looks like I might need to add just a little bit more red, actually. It's also because this is dull and this is really glossy. That really throws me off, but let's give it a shot and we'll see what happens. All right, we're gonna hit it with the Sculpey again. Nice coat on there. I'm just gonna pull off a small bit of this because this is not gonna take much. It's just the very corner of the ear that got nipped off, so probably not even that much. And then I'm gonna press it on and kind of mold it down into the ear. So see, it doesn't match, but I'm going to maybe blend it a little bit just by pulling it down the ear. And then again, we will put a little gloss on it when it's done. All right, what do we think about that?
Looks good. Once we put it in our oven,
Yeah.
also known as a kiln, Like it's called a kiln, like they call it in elementary school.
A kiln for pottery. We're using the air fryer. I've never used the air fryer, but I think it'll be nice in the camper on an 80-degree night to not heat up the oven. So I think we're good. I think we're gonna go with that.
There it is, folks.
Earth just took the dog out to do his evening duties. I'm gonna see if I can't fix her thumb. I found this green. Actually, Earth pulled this one out. He said this was the closest. It really doesn't look like her glove, but if I add a little bit of white, I think I might be able to bring it closer to that. We'll see. Let's mix this up and see if we can get something close. I can tell as I'm mixing this up that this green has a lot more blue in it, and it needs to have a little bit of yellow to achieve more of that green. So I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to it. All right, so I actually used a little bit of the brown that we used on the cat's ear, and I added some more yellow, some green. I mean, I added a few other colors. I'm getting close. I think it might need to have a little bit more white in it, just to lighten it up a bit, and possibly a little bit more yellow, but I'm getting close. And when I say little, I mean little. You don't want to over add because you end up with a big piece that you won't need all of it. I mean, I need a thumb for her, so I don't necessarily need all that much. Let's see where we're at now. Still probably needs a little yellow in it, but I think we're close enough. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're close. Especially with just being a thumb. I think we're close. Oh, they're back. All right, let's get the glue out and see about putting this on her. Do you want to turn the air fryer on? Can you set it for a temperature?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so let's set it for 275.
See how low it goes. Think we can hit 275.
Perfect. All right.
You just hit the power
You might
button.
want to, before you hit the power, you might want to take all the trays out because we're probably going to need tall, yeah. Maybe just put one in the bottom. That way we have a lot of space to work with, because I know some of our pieces are a little taller than others. Perfect. All right, so I got her little thumb on there. I'm just kind of shaping around the glove. I think the color matches okay. I'm not extremely happy with it, but I'm okay with it. I'm just doing a little bit of shaping. But she's got a thumb now. And the only thing I might do, because if you notice on her bow and this other glove, the paint wasn't put on thick, so you can kind of see the white underneath it. Put a little bit of white here. I wonder if I can trick that a little bit.
Make it a lot less noticeable.
Yeah, if I can maybe add some white, like it's the paint through, like the other pieces. Just the thinnest little bit. Just kind of make it striped, like it's showing through. And then kind of, I'm just going to kind of smooth it out. So see how like her glove here has the white showing through? That might help us with the color match a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, that's noticeable.
Think it matches a little bit better?
Yep. People are not gonna look at it that close.
Well, I mean, yeah.
If they like it that much, it won't matter.
Exactly. And she's beautiful, so. What do you think?
I like
that works? Okay, let's go with that one.
I approve.
On to the next. Okay, we're gonna tackle her. The fun thing about her is we have no idea what her paintbrush will look like. So we can just create whatever we want. Kind of like the unicorn's horn. Got a nice little surface there to attach it. So I think I'm just gonna use maybe this brown. Let's lighten it up with some white. So this will give us the wood of the paintbrush. And maybe I don't want to like mix it, you know, because wood has grain in it. So maybe I just want to, you know, leave it a little marbled like that. So I used just a little bit of black. I put a little bit of texture in it so you can see the little bristles. I'm going to attach this now. And then this will be more tricky because I'm not wrapping it around anything. This has actually got to kind of stick right to this. So I want to make sure that the bottom is nice and flat. And about the same size as the area, see that I'm sticking it to. So it's a little bit more tricky. And again, I'll probably put some gloss on it. Let's make sure it's the right angle coming off the bottom. All right, what do we think?
Looks like she is ready to paint.
All right, I'm gonna redo his basket handle pretty quickly. First time I did this, I just took them and I twisted them, and this came out pretty good. So we're basically gonna just try and redo this again to make the handle. I'm probably gonna make it a little less tall. And then I think the last thing we'll do is I'm gonna build a little mushroom for these guys, and then we're gonna bake. I'm gonna put these guys away. The little bee's gonna take, I think, a little bit more work than I have in me tonight, as well as the little tiny leg on the baby kangaroo here. So these are gonna go back. The rabbit, the crazy rabbit, is gonna go back. And then this guy really needs more paint than poly. Okay, so there are some other paint projects. So this is all. Those are kind of paint projects. How many do we have over there? 6 over there. And then we'll have this guy 7, 8. We'll have 8 done. We're going to use some of these other ones that we've already used. We're going to use those for the mushroom. That's why I decided to go ahead and do the mushroom, because then that'll let me use all these scraps up for the mushroom. But let's fix this guy's basket handle pretty quick. I'm going to do just a little roll of the yellow. Do the same with the brown. And then these are going to get twisted together. See how I'm doing that? I'm just going to keep twisting, and I want to keep my length right about there. So I'm twisting, I'm not pulling, I'm kind of pushing to keep the length the same. Let me test it here. Oh, I got a little tiny hair in there. Dog hair. So what do you think? You think that'll work?
What do you think, folks?
It's close. Maybe we can get a couple more spirals in here and make it a little bit more detailed. Again, we're gonna hit it with some Sculpey up in here.
Ooh, yeah, a little too much.
It's all right. I'm gonna use it down here. And I'm gonna do a little bit better this time when I put it on to secure it. Because what happened last time is I baked it and then I knocked it and it literally came right off. So I'm gonna attach them like that, but then I'm gonna go in with my tool. And here you can see we got some extra glue here. I can just take that off. I can use my tool to remove the excess. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not an expert, you know. I'm not an
to
expert.
me, you are.
I'm not an expert. Oh, thanks, babe, but I'm not.
Oh, yes, you are.
I'm not an expert.
Compared to most people, yes, you are.
Well, I hope that people won't be intimidated.
I think you're better than an amateur.
Okay. This is new for me. This isn't something I do all the time. And I think anybody can do it. This is what I think will help save some of the things that are out there that, you know, have value or that people will love. And it's worth saving. All right, so we got the top there kind of attached. So now I'm going to work
do the bottom.
On the bottom. I'm using the heat of my hands in this sense to make it move, you know. And then I can kind of reshape it with this little tool. I'm going to use my hand and the tool. Can you see what I'm doing there? I think he's ready. So this is the one I'm worried about, that the glue that's already being used here will get warm and this will fall out. But if that happens, then we'll just re-glue it. All right. I'm going to use the same colors that I've already used, so I'm not opening anything new. And I think historically we all like the red mushrooms with the white polka dots. You know what I'm talking about? So we're going to want enough red here to make the top of the mushroom. In your kits, if you buy a polymer kit, and I'll put a link to the one that I got a really cheap one on Amazon because I didn't know how much I was going to do this or like doing it. So just started small. It came with everything you see, all the tools and everything. And then I think I may have bought some of these little packets so that once I opened up one of the clays, I could seal it again in one of these little bags. So I have a number of, I have a number of them that I can, you know, put all of my clay that I'm working with today back in to keep it from drying out. All right, so we need a pretty big piece of red, and then I'm gonna mushroom shape it and decide, do I want a white underbelly? I think I want a white underbelly, right? Because mushrooms have like an underbelly. So let's not make it white. Let's mix it in with some of this color that we have going on here. Some marble there. I don't think I want any red in it though. That's the thing, if you have even the slightest bit of color on your tools, it's gonna go into whatever you're doing. So we already got some red in there accidentally.
She'll get it out.
I'm just gonna keep it in there. It's okay. But we're gonna mix in some of that, and then this stuff is gonna become the stem. That's the green and stuff that we were using before. So I'm gonna keep this kind of marbly for the underbelly of the mushroom. I'm gonna get that in there. What's that little, what's it called, the under part of the mushroom? I don't know these technical terms. But it always has like that feathered kind of look to it, right? So I'm just kind of faking that like textured feathering on the bottom. And we want it to be mushroom shaped. Let's make a stem for it. Get this extra colored pieces. This is going to be, this brown and green is going to be kind of a brown, darker brown.
Look at her go. She knows what the hell she's doing.
I don't. I'm totally making it up as I go along.
Amy,
and this is going to be completely experimental because I don't know how this Sculpey is going to attach to this rock. I'm probably going to try and use a little bit of the edge of these rocks for it to, you know, kind of brace it. This is like the kid part. Remember when we used to play with Play-Doh?
We did.
And you would mix it up and then you'd be mad that you mixed it up because you're like, dang it, now I don't have any red or yellow. It's all orange. I'm almost making the color of the table, huh?
Yeah, pretty close.
So that's a little bit taller. Let's try that. I'm going to put some Sculpey on this rock. Oh, I closed it. I'm going to put some down here. And then I'm going to run a little bit over the edge of those guys. See how I did that? Maybe get a little bit of extra hold. It's about the same color as the rock. I color matched it to the rock. Alright, so there we got the stalk. You know what might be fun is to do some grass blades there too.
That'd be cool.
Alright, so now we got our shroom top.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a mushroom.
We got a mushroom. I'm gonna go into the top of it and make sure that it's gonna stay on there. They're really not fitting under it. It would need to be much bigger. But it's cute, right? They're kind of trying to huddle under it. Alright, now let's do... Let's do some little spots on the mushroom. Little balls that we flatten. They don't have to be perfect. Just throw some on there. But then I was thinking, what if we did on the back side of the mushroom? What if we did some blades of grass? Like that.
Yeah.
That look cute?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do just a couple more white dots and then let's bake these suckers. Alright, so we are going to get as many as we can in here, and you bake it at 275, which we have it set, for 15 to 30 minutes per thickness of clay. So the thinner the clay, the less time it needs. We have very thin clay on all of these pieces, so we should be able to do as many as we can for about 15 minutes, and then we should be okay. We'll take them out, I would say about 15 minutes. So I'm just going to carefully put as many as I can on here, and we're going to put them right in the oven.
It's going right in the air fryer. Saves propane and energy using the air fryer.
All right.
Yes.
So let's set it for, can you set it for 275 again?
Okay, it goes.
Hopefully it didn't cool down too much when we were...
Not really. Be all right.
So this is set now. Let's set it for 17. Okay, that'll work.
Yep,
Now it's going?
Yep, it's going.
Okay, perfect. Our oven went off. We're gonna take them out.
Oh, there's nothing caught on fire.
Yeah, nothing burned. These are cool to the touch now. I'm gonna add some of this to see if we can give it a little bit of a shiny look to match. Okay, I got one little layer on here. Kind of applied it pretty thick. I lost my cameraman. He went to bed. He's kind of wonky. But that's okay. He doesn't have to be perfect. I think that little bit of clear nail polish is going to give him just enough shine to look like it fits in with the rest of the glazed clay. What do you think? I think it's pretty great. Hopefully somebody will love him with his little reattached horn. I'm gonna tackle her now. Yeah, I think she came out really nice. I see some dust over here that needs cleaned off. She's pretty great, and I think she already has a home. If I recall, I think my friend Cheryl wants her. Look at all the crazing on her. She's super crazed. But her flower, everything's so perfect. Let's see about her little paintbrush. No, I'm gonna let these sit out all night. Pack them up in the morning. Look at that little side eye. Gosh, she's so cute. This one is Arnart, I think. Yeah, original Arnart creation. It says Colette, a sweet French mademoiselle. I think I want to tackle one more, and that's the cat's ear. I'm hoping that this will really make it blend a bit more. Ooh. It really will depend on how it dries, but that really helped it. Yeah, you can still see where the polymer clay kind of goes down the ear. You can see that in here. But I think that's okay. I'm not trying to hide the fact that these are repaired. Like I said before, I'm not an expert. I'm just trying to make them more displayable, more desirable. And I think we achieved that with him. And this girl, look at how good she came out. That little bit of white really did trick the eye, because I think it looks really nice. But I have decided to add a little bit of gloss to her, because she does have some gloss on her. So just a little. She now has a thumb. I think she looks pretty great. I think we're gonna leave the little mushroom just as it is. It is a little wonky. I got carried away with all my dots. But that's okay, it's handmade. I do like the little blades of grass that I added there. And those little rocks are everything. I think people are going to be more focused on them than the little toadstool, but I think it came out kind of cute. I am going to have most of these up for sale in our next live sale. This will be all things Yoso loved. I've talked about that in the past. I want to be able to save some additional things and redo them. Now this one here, I'm not so happy with. Maybe a little bit of gold paint will help. I'm not sure. It does look better than it did, because before it was just, you know, raw and fractured, but now it's a little bit more finished, but it definitely needs some extra little care. Better, but not done. There's some more work to do there. All of these things, well, several of these things will be coming to the next live sale. So if you're interested, you'll have to join us. That sale will be on Thursday, July 27th. This is gonna be a special Yosoboho hoedown with me and Mom. All the regular chaos, as well as some viewer appreciation, lots of thank yous, lots of loved things. That's why we're gonna include these Yoso loved pieces. Please come hang out. Join us Thursday, July 27th at 8 p.m. my time Eastern. See you then. Thanks for watching.